Okay.
Oireachtas a Chairla agus an Oireachtas just couple of focal rare and Billy Shaw agus Kaima Malu Moore Horta and Chakta Brian Stanley Funyan Billy Shaw Hort on score and T North agus Trace Liam and Major Tajantiga agus Nafaklia Taretiga and Shaw New. As we've already heard from Deputy Stanley, the significance of this bill can't be overstated. This piece of legislation, if enacted, has the potential to reduce the energy bills for countless households across the state. It is one that is timely and is important through the provision of direct payments to householders in return for excess electricity produced on site, which has been redirected to the national grid via the main supply. Individual household holders as well as our climate stand to benefit. It is a win-win scenario for both. Not only will this initiative, Caherla, incentivise property owners to embrace the plethora of renewable energy options available today, but microgeneration and the return of excess power to the wider grid will have a number of positive outcomes. Outcomes that I hope this House can all agree on and support and allow this bill to pass to committee stage. The practice will have the effect of broadening the renewable energy portfolio of the state, thus further reducing our dependency on fossil fuels for electricity generation. Similarly, and a point not to be overlooked, is that the expansion of the microgeneration and the exportation of surplus to the electricity network will ensure that our future needs are met and that the state has a reliable supply in the years going forward. Research shows us time and time again that on-site microgenerations can dramatically balance the supply and demand for electric power, because by producing more power during periods of high demand and less power during periods of low demand, the hybrid-sized grid allows for microgeneration systems and large power plants to operate with greater energy efficient and cost effectiveness than either could be done when acting alone. I'm sorry to say that this state, as we all too know, is failing to meet our climate change obligations at present, and that isn't unlikely to change unless we have serious action, and this bill can form part of that. Irish households today produce 60% more emissions than the EU average. This initiative, however, will help aid the growth of an alternative energy source, having the effect of lowering our carbon footprint and reducing costs for the electricity consumers, reducing costs for those householders who are already tightly squeezed in relation to their disposable income at the end of the week. I'm pleased that the objectives set out in this bill by Deputy Brian Stanley have received the backing of organisations such as Friends of the Earth, Stop Climate Chaos, and Taishke and Chokra, but to name a few. I'm therefore delighted to add my support and the support of the Sinn Féin Party to this important piece of legislation, and I'm calling for the Government and all other political parties in this House and independents to support this bill. And let's begin by making a positive contribution to households, to our climate, to our energy policy, and reduce the cost for people out there who are struggling with high energy costs, highest amongst our European partners at this time.
Thank you, Deputy.